pastor, members and guests, the three of the most memorable and proud moments of my life have been extremely unplanned and unexpected. The first, my wife Allison, a little over 4 years ago, it was Halloween of 2005, and I got a phone call at 11 o'clock at night, and my grandmother, who had had Alzheimer's for about 10 years, passes away. And it was a good passing. It's a very terrible disease. And the following morning, I was to be flying out to Chicago for a business function, and found myself in the elevator going up to work, and met a very nice young lady in the elevator. I happened to get off on the same floor as I did. I very politely, and where are you going? Where can I help you? Who are you looking to meet? She came on my floor. She happened to be on her second day of work. Worked for a different division in a different office of our company. And as the year went along, roughly 10 months later, quite a few things happened in between, but we were engaged. And about 12 months after that, Allison and I were married. And that was an extremely proud and memorable, and as I looked back, extremely unplanned and unexpected. As I go back and have shared the story with a lot of friends and family, I would not have been on that elevator. I was very close to my grandmother, and I have no doubt that she played a part in me meeting Allison for that day. The second, if you can picture the last 5 weeks, if you've been married or you watch any, The Wedding Planner, any movie, the last 5 weeks for the guy are typically less stressful than they are for the bride-to-be. And I'm going to a happy hour after work, and it's probably all of maybe 6 o'clock. And I get a phone call from my wife, and we're sitting in a bar that is about as quiet as this. And there's all of 5 people, me and 2 other coworkers, and I think 2 other people at a table. And hello, and she says, "Hey, gosh, it's pretty loud in there. Do you mind stepping outside?" Okay, oh sure, I will. And she just says, "Jeremy, I think we've got another surprise I'm expecting." So this is 5 weeks before our wedding. We can't tell our folks. We can't tell our friends. My wife would for sure be known to have a glass of wine. Cannot consume any alcohol. So we go through our whole story of she's wanting to stay in the right shape for the dress, and just stressed, and a lot of things going on in our life for this. And I would say it was maybe half believable. And 7 months later, we have a wonderful little girl. So the second most proud and memorable point in my life was Lola. And to share one other piece, Lola is a family name. My in-laws, very good family friend, her name was Lola, and when my wife was a little girl, they would dance to the Copacabana song. So the little yellow feathers in her hair. Our daughter was born with 1.5 inch tall hair, and it was all black, minus, with all honesty, and pictures can prove this, with little tips of like what we consider little yellow feathers in her hair. So it seemed to be extremely fitting, and she's been a wonderful blessing for our family and for our life. The third, if you can fast forward another 15 months from that point, and pieces that had transpired in between us getting married and our first little girl. We had a house for sale for what took about 18 months, and anybody who's been selling a house in this recent market, it's not always fun if you're on the non-selling side. And we have this new family, and so we finally move into this wonderful house that has 4 bedrooms and so much room, so much space. We could never possibly fill this place up. Half-finished basement, kind of a man room down there. And if I fast forward the 15 months past my daughter's birth, wonderful news, we're expecting again. And we go to the doctor, and this is at week 8 or 9. And if you guys can kind of picture the ultrasound, and for anybody that has children, how wonderful, like you can see everything. If you don't, any movie will show you that. And so you see the little heartbeat. just going fast, and they heartbeat so quick. And I look back and I catch what the doctor, kind of what direction he took us. And at the time, my wife and I are just excited. We have Lola, like this is, happily ever after. And he then shows us a second baby. Another heartbeat going extremely fast. We're currently about 24 weeks along. Extremely excited, and again, that's I feel very proud and memorable of that. But I will say, from the last 4 years and just a few months, maybe I would have learned by now, but I find myself back in the same spot, which is feeling extremely unplanned and not knowing what to expect. So, thank you.